being a witch does not mean that you're flying in the night.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You can be trying to stop someone's progress. That's also you being a witch. Now, when I talk about bad family members, there are family members that they don't have problem, but they still want to drag you down. Now let
Can you
me go.
elaborate more on it?
Now
Okay.
let me go deep into that. As a young boy growing up, I started. I got into film industry when I was 18 years old, and I started making money very early.
One of Nigeria Delta biggest
Yes, I started
biggest
making money
film
very
director.
early. So I had cousins and I had people around me. Even my uncles, they started demanding money from me.
At what age?
When I was 18.
Your uncle started
Yeah,
demanding
they will
money
tell you,
from
I beg. Sorry, when I this is directed to my mother's side,
you. Okay.
not to my father's side. They started taking money from me, and there was a time I had a little breakdown in my business, and I rushed down to these same people, and they asked me, all the money you've been working, what have you been using it for?
Wow.
So at that point, I decided to slow down, and I decided, okay, for the next 10 years, I want to work on myself. I want to forget everything about family members. The only person I cared about more was my mom. So she was the one I was spending for. Sorry, she's late now.
Oh, man,
So yeah. So that's how family members can drag you down. Now, some of them don't really have that problem. Maybe some of them just want to give to they are married and they want to give to their side chick. So now they will not call you, Afana, I beg, no food for my house, no nothing, just to take that money to give them. And you as a young boy growing up, you have your own pressing needs. You understand? So this is how family members can drag you down.
All right, my people, ladies and gentlemen, it's yet another exciting moment of the biggest podcast show in Niger Delta. You know how we do it now. We just go straight to introducing our sponsors and, of course, dive into the topic of today. But first, I want to say thank you to you all for waiting for us. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. West African time, we want to say thank you so much. Had a true salama for Nana. Thank you so much. All right, without wasting much time, may we introduce to you our headline sponsors. Number one on the list is Belema Oil Producing Limited, a truly indigenous Niger Delta oil company operating within this Niger Delta area. And of course, you know how this company does now. Once in a while, they show concern to their corporate social responsibility. They sponsor youth. They pay attention to indigenous in host communities where they are drilling this oil. They're not just here to drill oil, but they're here to also show concern to we all. Up next, we have the MLJ Marine Oil and Gas Limited, another oil company dedicated to empowering its host community, another oil company that shows concern to Niger Delta indigenes, most especially the youths that resides in this Niger Delta. Without wasting much time, may we use this medium to introduce my co-host, Gigi.
Hey.
How you doing, Gigi?
I'm okay. I'm doing very well.
How's the weekend going?
Well,
How was last week's episode?
Last week's episode was really, really nice. Talked about like communal crisis in Niger Delta. We had like an expert, and he had a book. So I was really like enlightened on everything that happens and how we can actually like walk away from this crisis together as one people.
Before then, give me the biggest gist in your life right now. What's been going on?
Honestly, I'm a very boring person. No, for now, no.
For now, so
I'm a single Pringle.
Single.
I'm not searching. I'm not searching.
So
I don't chase, attract.
Okay, you are attracting Mr. You're here to attract, or
I
you
want
are
to attract
attracting.
him. Yes.
How many Mr. Right have you attracted so far?
Hey, I won't call them Mr. Right. They're just Mr. Wrongs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about one of the topics that can never, ever, ever, ever be overemphasized. We're talking about family members. Hey, family members don't show you shaggy before. Family members, they don't show you shaggy before for life.
Lot. I think that's something we need to get into.
All right, to help us digress this conversation, to help us dive deep into this topic of today, we have no other person that Komola! Three quarters of Komola! Goza! How How you doing, Kobola?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Hope the
good.
family members not treat you. They give you special
I
treatment
think
before
the
coming
reason
in.
why I came late is because of my family people. Yes,
Hey!
now I have some uncles in the village that don't wear slippers.
Okay.
Strong voodoo people, and today we are here to expose them.
Okay.
This is
All
like
right.
this is like a miracle service.
All right, Kobo. Afana, when you hear
And
the word family members, what comes into your mind?
yeah, family members can be defined in two different ways.
Okay.
First of all, we have the good family members that want to see the younger ones grow. And secondly, we have the bad family members that want to stop you from growing.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
I'd want to talk about the negativity of having family members right now before we talk about the positivity, because like you said, every has bad and has
Yeah.
good, right? When you say family members, they don't want to see you grow, what do you mean?
Okay.
Because nowadays, not be every family where they go bang, go, 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 go for your head. You understand? Yeah.
Yeah. Being a witch does not mean that you're flying in the night.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You can be trying to stop someone progress. That's also you being a witch. Now, when I talk about bad family members, there are family members that they don't have problem, but they still want to drag you down. Now let
Can
me
you
go.
elaborate more on it?
Now
Okay.
let me go deep into that. As a young boy growing up, I got into film industry when I was 18 years old, and I started making money very early.
One of Nigeria Delta biggest
Yes, I started
biggest
making money
film
very
director.
early. So I had cousins and I have people around me, even my uncles, they started demanding money from me
At what age?
when I was 18.
Your uncle
Oh.
started
Yeah,
demanding
they will
money
tell
from
you, I beg. Sorry, when I this is directed to my mother's side,
Okay.
not to my father's side.
Yeah.
So they started taking money from me, and there was a time I had a little breakdown in my business, and I rushed down to these same people, and they asked me, "All the money you've been working, what have you been using it for?"
Wow.
So at that point, I decided to slow down, and I decided, okay, for the next 10 years, I want to work on myself. I want to forget everything about family members. The only person I cared about more was my mom. So she was the one I was spending for. Sorry, she's late now.
Oh man, so rest
So
in peace.
yeah. So that's how family members can drag you down. Now, some of them don't really have that problem. Maybe some of them just want to give to they are married and they want to give to their side chick. So that they will not call you, Afana, I beg, no food for my house, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing, just to take that money to give them. And you as a young boy growing up, you have your own pressing needs. You understand? So this is how family members can drag you down.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So Gigi.
How do I feel about family members? That I think that he does have a point when he says that, well, some of them are not entirely bad. They don't plan evil for you, but because of the condition, because of the situation, then they have a way of like bringing you down. So imagine you now growing up as a
At
young
18.
and then you're the one that's fending for their needs and being a breadwinner basically. So I feel like it's all down to support system. But as for me, I feel like it depends on the individual. Why do I say it depends on the individual? So now let me use my own personal experience. So growing up, I have been into like arts and writing scripts. I used to write scripts for my school play. So and also acting too. And so when I told my parents that, I want to go into acting, like, sit, so let them help me, and let's go. Whenever I'll go and search for auditions, and then I'll tell them, let me see this audition. They're like, all these things will distract you. Pay attention to your books, read your books, all this kind of thing. But then we know that in like with the way Nigeria is going today, it's not about being a doctor, an engineer, or a medical doctor, or whatever. It's about your skills, the values that you have, the skills and the things that you know. That's what helps you in life as a graduate or even as an individual. That's how you make your money now. Because I mean, how many graduates are getting employed? So I feel like it depends on the individual. So they might not have that intention to like bring you down or hurt you, but one way or the other, they are impeding your growth as a person.
Now, see here, now, in the course of this conversation, I want us first of all to narrow our conversation to mommies and daddies first before we talk about the extended family members. Because these are your primary family members, right? Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters. A lot of people see these people as people who do not want their progress. Meanwhile, some other person, they see these people as people who want their progress. Now, to what context, Kobolash, to what context have these family members, or to what attitude have these family members portrayed before that has made people look at them as, my mother don't want my progress, or my father don't want my progress. However, looking it in the light of it's not when my mother begin fly for night, we should be bad person. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, to what context? Because some persons see their parents and their mom or their dad as bad people. Some persons see their siblings, like their brothers and sisters, as bad people. To what extent are you expected to see these people like this?
First of all, let me start for your parents. Your parents can never be bad. You understand? They just want you to do what they want.
Now,
And
do you know that sometimes parents do things that, okay, they want you to do what they want, but then those things they are doing, it's wrong.
It's for you.
I'll tell you.
It's
I'll
for
tell you.
No,
I'll tell you a
it's-
story.
yeah,
Excuse me.
okay.
Sorry. I'll tell you a story. I heard someone say on radio that some of these are parents. I wouldn't want to say ours, but their parents, or maybe some parents. Do you understand? When their uncles and nephews were busy hustling, trying to create ends meet for themselves, going to school, their own parents or some set of parents are busy producing babies, bringing children to the world without looking for an alternative to train them. And while growing up, they would infuse this motion on you that you, as a young boy, that your uncle is a bad person for not helping you. Remember, you were not there when you were born. Like you've not known much. So it's what your parents has groomed you with. That's what you're going to grow with, right? Remember that when these other of your uncles and aunties were busy making money, struggling to put food on their table, your dad and your mother, they hide for one corner, they knock. Do you understand?
Okay, now I'm going to give you. When I was growing up, my dad was a very wealthy person. I was not born in a poor family.
Yeah.
So yeah. So growing up, every weekend our house used to be like church house, because then there was no means of communication, no phone, no nothing. People just have your address and they come to visit you. So, but when things started going sour for my parents, I lost my dad. That was in 2003. I was very little then. Then we started hearing from those same people we helped. When your papa they alive, now only 10,000 you give me 1994. You 2000, your mother dashed me 20,000. No, these are the people who were expecting that. My father was okay. If I help these people and they become something, tomorrow if I'm no more, they are going to help my kids. So I started hearing those things. We'll go to some of our uncles, and up to the point that their children will be inside. They will tell us that, oh yeah, my son just they just come back from some of them were working in LNG. Oh yeah, give us their number. Let us call them and ask for support. They'll say, hey, I don't even know that my son's number. How will a mother that has a phone don't have a son's number? You understand? Even now that my mom is dead, I still have a number in my my head. Even she does have my own number offhand. So those were the things I faced when my dad died. So if uncles and aunties don't want to help, I won't blame them. I won't blame them, because it's the parents' fault. You cannot give birth to a child you can't train. If it's in advanced countries, those children, they will be taken by the government, because you can't take
But
care
then
of
they
them.
do it every single day. I mean, if you go to RSU, you see that front, you see all these Hausa children begging for money and all of that. And it's like, how do you bring a child into the world and you don't have the adequate resources to take care of that
And
child?
then now, see, our guest Kobo, I want to put something on your table. If you see it in the right way, right? Now, in those days, we grow up knowing that the responsibility for training a child lies on the society and the parents, right? Now, these days, right? I want you to clear this air right now. Let's say a 20 years old girl gives birth to a girl, and the girl is now 18, 19. She's now 38.
38, yeah.
Maybe 40. She's now 20, 40 years. Do you understand? The lady is now 40 years. And whether you like it or not, the 40 years old woman in today's world is still well to do. Yes. She's healthy, she's okay, she's right? Yeah. She's still young, absolutely very young. Most of these children that goes astray, especially the ladies, I want to use the ladies in my context, I beg your pardon, no offense though, ladies. Most of these children, these girls, because obviously they are still children, they will tell you, waiting my mama go chop. If I day, reason waiting my mama go chop. Now make I do this thing. If I reason, my mama no get anybody to train me. My mama no get something to chop. I mean they train my mama. I mean they train. What do you have to say?
I think that's foolishness.
Foolishness on what part?
Yes, now foolishness from the parental side. Because you, knowing that you don't have a support from anybody taking care of your children, your child,
Mm.
and let's assume that maybe the father of that child doesn't want the child, and you single-handedly train the child up to
Mm.
that age. You were there when the child was 10.
Mhm.
There are skills you would have enrolled your child to do.
Mm.
So that at the end of the day, when she gets to maybe 15, 16, she would have been better in that skill
Mm.
and making money for herself. Like it comes to
What
that,
even if most of these people they say, and I don't get money, I don't get this, I don't get that. There's no way I go train my children, my child, or my
when
daughter.
I was growing up, my dad bought me a laptop, bought us a computer. So he was trying to teach us computer because he saw the future. So when I started working, I started seeing that I was working in line with this computer based editing and the rest. So then I knew about YouTube.
Mm.
So YouTube has been a secret to everything I've been doing. I'll just go online and search how to do this thing on YouTube and I'll watch the video. And it has been like a backbone for me. So if my dad has not given me that basic knowledge of
Mm.
learning computer, maybe when I started learning editing, first of all, I'll be learning how to handle computer.
Okay, yes. Mm.
You understand? So you as a parent, you're supposed to give your child a skill, knowing that the situation, the country where we find ourselves is not working. I would say that it's not working. So you need to look for a skill for your child. I don't know if you're with me. You
Yes.
need to look for a
Now,
skill.
what's your word to those children at 20? You want to start feeding your family. Mind you, there are some 20 years old children that are also feeding their family. What's your word of advice to them?
The ones that are feeding their family.
No,
If they
at 20, you
at
don't have, but
20,
you're struggling to feed your
to feed
family
the
at 20. What is a 20 years old guy or girl supposed to do?
I think a 20 years old, first of all, like I said, you should learn a skill after you're done with your secondary school. Or let's say from your secondary school, you should be learning a skill. So when you're done with school, that skill can be giving you money
Now, is it
before you get into
nice?
college.
Is it nice for that money to be used to feed the family?
If it's your parents, I would say feed them.
To what extent?
To what, like you can do what you can. You don't have to kill yourself. Like I see when people say I went to steal because my mother cannot eat. There's no food in. That's absolutely rubbish.
Now, Gigi, have you seen a scenario where a father and a mother is depending on a 20 years old guy to come and feed the family?
I've not seen, but I've heard though. I've heard several instances. I mean, I watch videos
How does it
online. I'm like,
sound?
how is that? How is that even like possible? But honestly, me, I won't come and judge you and be like, oh, you don't help them because when you say you want to help, you don't become a bad person.
Mm.
So I say you can do what you can, but then there should be limits. Okay, if you see that the parents can no longer do anything for the child again, and then you have younger ones, you can enroll them, like he said, skill acquisition. They can learn skills to help themselves because you will not use the money you're supposed to use and invest in your own self and in your own life. Because I mean, you will grow, you will have your own house, probably you rent a house, or you're going to like start your own family. So will you still be supporting your family and then supporting your extended family? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like you should try your best, help, but there should be limits. And then you should invest that money in yourself and bettering yourself. So
Okay, now
that's what I feel.
let's have a range. A guy earning 50,000 naira is 20 years and is earning 50,000 naira in today's world, which is not bad. Probably you're still in school or you just got out of school. So still in school, just got out of school. Maybe you've not had too many bills to start choking you. So 50,000 naira, it's not bad in today's world. Now, how much do you think? How will that guy or that lady spend that money?
50K.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are like the basic needs of
Because
a young
inside
person
that 50K, your parents are also expecting you to take care of them. Your immediate parents. We're not talking about extended family right now.
Like your
We're coming to
brothers
that
and
one,
your sisters.
right? These are your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad. They're still expecting you to feed them with that money. What is expected of you?
Okay. So what may I believe is that whenever I work and I earn money, what I do is that I split it. So the first half I save it, the other half I spend it. So if I'm that guy, I don't know what we use 25K to do. I mean, I believe that some people are supposed to have sense. Okay, your parents know that you're earning 50,000 naira. Would they go and start demanding for expensive things? You tell them this is what I have. Okay, this is 20,000. This is what I have for you now. Okay, what can we afford with this? If it's food, because food is the basic necessity in almost every family. If it's food, okay, what can you even afford with 20,000 naira?
Because most of
Do
these youth
try.
keep using this same my mother no get, my father no get. You understand, Kobo?
Okay.
They use
Yeah.
these things to
I,
do a
I,
lot.
I,
And most times we believe that it's not even peer pressure, parental pressure, trying to make your daughter do something. You're,
That
you're asking your daughter to come and buy you a phone, meanwhile she's not working.
working for
My
you.
phone don't spoil, oh. Girlie, come buy me phone, oh. You know that this your daughter is not working. You're
Working.
expecting my
And then
birthday
you
they come, my daughter should come and buy me a phone of 200 and something thousand.
I think parents need to take full responsibility for their actions. If you end up, there are some people that are not very strong when it comes to their mindset and what they will and will not do for money. Some girls now will end up going to prostitution and they'll say, "Oh, it's because I feel like that's not an excuse to sell your body. I mean, there are other things you can do to get money." But then
Kubalash.
people are like, "Oh,
okay. Someone earning 50,000. I've never seen like an obituary poster where they say someone died because of food.
Mm.
You understand? If I'm earning 50,000, like now, because then I was making a lot of money, so I was just giving. But if I'm earning 50,000 in a month, I have other siblings. I have my mom. My mom, she's exposed to a way that she can do business. I'm just going to save 30,000 every month. I'll keep that for like 4 months. Hmm? And I'll give her the money to start a business.
Mm.
You understand?
And never
Then
come
the
back
remaining
again.
4 months, I will use it to see what I can. If I'm the eldest, I will see if I can put my younger ones in a place where they will also be making money. So at that point, you see that the whole bill won't be on you.
What even if they what happens if they come back to you? You know, humans uh life in nature as a whole is unpredictable. You don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. What even if they come back to you again?
And say
Maybe they need money, they
they
need
need
something.
money. I will give them. But there's a point where to get to, and I'll say enough is enough. At this time, you have to stand as a man or a woman to look for your own money because I have tried. Even if you're looking if you're following some big men, if they give you money once, twice, the third time they'll be looking you. Are you looking me as a cash cow or what?
Mm.
You understand?
mm,
So that's how it is.
Mm. So Gigi,
what was the question?"
yeah, the whole family and first son, first daughter scenario, because this is like applicable to family, first son, first
Family.
daughter scenario.
Well, one way I would say is that you have to like set systems. Okay, you see that you're the only one that's earning a reasonable salary in the family. You put them in places. Probably enroll your younger brother in a skill acquisition program, computer. Your
How
mom, you give them.
for how long? That's the question. Because most times, you see these people, they come back again and again and again and again. Sometimes for the greedy ones, they will say, "My family won't finish my money." There will always be a reason. But we're talking about
Mm.
this other part right now, where these people will come back. You enroll your younger ones. He doesn't want to learn. He goes broke. He goes to give birth to a child outside wedlock. He
Ah,
calls you to pay
that one's your own
for
responsibility
children's
now.
school fees. You know, these are the things
These
I'm
are
talking about.
these
In
are
in in
issues.
in, in, in such instance, now how do you settle issues like this as a young girl growing up?
Well, I don't have that experience, but what I
You know,
can say, or you
okay,
want to
no,
say
no, no,
something?
no, finish.
What I can say is that there's a limit. There's a limit to what you can do for certain people. There's this adage they used to tell us when we were in secondary. They say you can take a horse to the river, but you can't force the horse to drink from the river. So if I'm enrolling in a skill acquisition, I'm telling okay, learn this one now. Oh, you don't want to do this one, okay, do this one. Or if I see an opening, I recommend you to the oga at the company, and then you're not still doing anything, I will leave you. I know it's
Now,
easier
this
said
is your
than done.
immediate family. For how long do you want to leave these people? That's what I'm saying. Do you understand?
I think
Kobolash, in this
Yeah.
instance, for how long would you leave your brother?
Growing up, I had a elder brother.
Mm.
Then he was not working. He was down due to he wanted to go to school. So me, I went to Rich Poly after my OND, man. I decided to find
Mm.
my way out. So then when I started making money, I was giving to him. But when the table turned, I started making more than I was making. he taught me something.
Hmm.
Say family, then they carry am for shoulder, on our hand, they hold am. If you drop am, another person carry.
Wow.
Okay.
This is a
So
big
so
word.
what I'm
This is a big word.
what
If
I'm
you
going to
tell you.
advise every young one growing up, 50,000 naira cannot change your life, cannot change your family's life. Use that money to invest in yourself. Your family no go die, they go find way chop. When you are buoyant, at least you have up to like maybe you have businesses that are fetching you maybe 100, 200,000, 300,000 in a week.
So how much are you going to give them? Someone that's earning, let's say, 100,000 naira in a week. No,
In a week.
somebody that's earning 400,000 naira in a week.
In a
A
week.
mature man.
There's
How
any-
much is he supposed to give to his family?
I will save that 400,000 for 2 months. After saving it, I will take one part of it and give to them.
So within those 2 months, what would they be
Yes.
living on?
What would they be? That human being will survive. Every human will survive.
But that's the reason. That's the time where they were going to say you're not trying. You're not. You
Yeah.
understand? 2 months is a
but
lot. Too.
2 months is not a
2
lot.
months is a lot.
2 months is not a lot. I have my own reason why I'm saying 2 months is not a lot because there was a time I did a business with some people. They were about to pay me a lot of money, so they asked me to wait for 2 months.
Okay. Okay.
So I
If
was
you
just
can
counting
wait,
the day,
yes.
today minus one.
If you can wait,
minus
hold
two.
on,
So 2
hold on.
months
If you can wait, something you worked for, come think of something that they did not work for. I get the
is a
point.
promise.
Yeah.
In 2 months' time, I will help you. You understand? But there are some situations where you'll be forced to bring out money. I've sold my laptop, my phones for my parents, like
Wow.
my mom, because then she was ill.
Oh,
She was
okay.
going through
Oh,
dialysis.
That is
So
that is a different situation.
That's a
But
different-
if it's a situation where you know that okay, this money, if you give them that 400,000, they are going to spend it. You rather save it and make it look big. Say, okay, mom, you take this. Which market you want to do?
Mm.
Oh yeah, go carry some open shop. I carry some buy goods. You understand? It's not that you will not be giving because normally women in general they like taking from their children.
Mm.
Even if they have that money, they will want to take. But in my own situation, when I give my mom money then to do business, if I have issues, I go back to her. I say, okay, I guess it's an issue, and she will still give me back the money.
That's
on
nice.
Okay.
That's
a
nice.
different note. She'll say, okay, I dey borrow you this money, you go
Mm.
pay her with interest too.
That's nice.
So
Okay.
that's it.
So like let's talk about when you eventually invest in them and you open shops for them or you enroll them in a computer class or something and then they are not still productive. What happens then?
You let them see.
Your mother.
My
Your
mother,
mother.
my mom. Okay, if I open a business for my mom and she's not productive, there's nothing you will say here that would tell. I'm not going to advise anybody not to give their parents money
Mhm.
because your mom is your
Mom,
Mom,
exactly.
that's-
This is.
that's
I will not
this is
advise.
the-
So if I open a
Uh-huh.
business for my mother and the business maybe she misused the business,
Yes.
I'll put her on the salary.
Mm.
That's if I'm buoyant, I'll put her on the salary.
If you're not buying, what will you do?
If I'm not buoyant, the business don't go. We say don't go now. We'll sort our way out, man. You understand? Because I believe there's
Because
something about
a lot of young people have answered bad names because they've not been constantly, I repeat, constantly giving their parents money. However, in the past, they must have done one huge thing.
Do you know one
For
thing
them.
about humans? A human being is not never satisfied.
That's exactly what I
Humans
was going
create
to say.
problem for themselves.
Yeah.
For example, if I want to buy this mic, after buying the mic, I'll be looking for money to buy wire. I'll be looking for money to buy pole. So humans create problem for themselves. So that's why I said the best way for a young boy growing up to help his parents or his family is to open a business where they can be generating money from, so that it can fit all their needs. So if I decide now to say, okay, yeah, you take 20,000, you take that, before you go know, you don't spend 200,000. Tomorrow they will go and use less that money and come and ask you for more. But take this money, go and do business with it.
Mm.
And to add to what he said, I feel like just like what he said, humans are never satisfied. I can do something today, or I can do something very big, and I'm like, oh wow, this I did was very nice. So, and then tomorrow now you now ask when I don't have. They will not remember the one you did yesterday. Is that one that you did not do? And they will be talking
I
about.
said something. My dad helped a lot of people from my maternal side. He helped a lot of them. But when it gets to their turn for them to replicate the same thing, they were saying 1994, somebody gave me 20,000.
That's a lot of money.
No, like this. Some of those things they said it to my face.
Wow.
I was just like, My papa be like say my papa fuck up. Oh. Money for save for
Do
you
you
know
understand?
understand.
1994, 20,000.
See, my mother gave her 20,000
Imagine if you had bought dollar
1996.
then, 20,000 naira dollar then.
Then dollar was $1 to one
Ah,
naira.
that's 20,000. That's 40 million naira. Yes, now.
So the truth is that
Somebody, wait, hold on. Wait, this thing is funny. Somebody gives you 40 million naira today. You now tell this child that no, maybe just 40 million naira where your father give me all the money where you get.
now there's
Kai.
something about some humans, some people that they don't appreciate. Like me, I would say it's someone that taught me what I've been what showed me to the world. Till tomorrow, if I see him, even I'm wearing white, I will lie down in front of him. You understand? People they don't regard their helpers.
Yeah, exactly.
You might give somebody 15,000. Maybe the person has a pressing need of 10,000. You give him 15,000. At that point, you are his messiah. I will use that word. So tomorrow the person makes money and he said, maybe just 15,000 he give me. But without you give him that person that
Or
15,000,
even we have to
if I
borrow.
don't die.
Or even looking for getting a place to borrow.
Hmm.
Now,
So people just they capitalize on the presence and not the past. So that's why I've just decided that see family members, family people, I go leave them all. They focus on my life.
You're saying something about saving 30K for like 3 months or 2 months and then giving your mom or your dad the money to start up a business.
No.
And then from there she can now
if they lavish it, what do you
if
do?
they lavish the money then well he said okay, let me not say what he said. If you lavish it, I know that African parents have a way of making you feel guilty for certain things. Like, oh, I don't give you money again. Now I'm not the bad or a bad child. You don't know it's your mother and things like that. But I feel like I would just be giving you what I can give you. So if I tried, it's not as if I not try for you. I tried for you. I like set up, open the shop for you. I put provision in the store, and then you sell, and then you can't make something reasonable for yourself. I will just whenever you call me, okay, this is what I have. Or take. That's how I'll be doing.
All right, so Kobo, as a young guy who has passed through a certain phase of life, and we have people like me and you who probably have your own immediate family too. How do you narrow the scenario or how do you settle this issue between your immediate family and your parents? Your parents don't have, or maybe a child who is married has a child too by himself, and his mom and his dad is still expecting him to come and start giving them money.
Yeah. Like I said, giving your parents money is a necessity. You understand? So you as a man, there's a way you're going to structure yourself. So you not go if you do pass yourself now. You understand? You do what you have and you leave the rest. You understand? Because tomorrow night, where you're looking for money, if you put your hand in or you do money ritual or you start doing things, at the end of the day, they'll say, my picking, I'm not saying you that one. Even your mom will say it. My picking, I'm not saying you that one. Because so you have to do what you can and leave the rest.
Do you feel like there's this entitlement mentality when it comes to parents and their children giving money?
Because there's this word they like using, I trained you. And normally it's obviously, now you're supposed to train your child. If that's the yardstick for you to helping or to giving.
There are situations where you will listen to that. I trained you. Yes, you did. Like in my own situation, like I was like from my dad died before I finished my primary school. So my secondary school was done single-handedly by my mother. And I was not the only child. We were about 4 people, 4 children. You understand? I was the third. So I saw my mother suffer to pay my school fees. I saw her sold her clothes, sold her wrapper to pay my school fees. So that thing has been in my head. So if I have money, the first person I'm thinking of is my mom.
Even now that you have it, when she was alive.
She was alive. No, my mom was not there. She died before I had my own family.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah.
So I feel like this guilt tripping is actually like a very big issue. And then it didn't even start now. I mean, okay, let me like go down memory lane a bit when I was much younger. And then let's say a visitor will come and then they'll dash us money. Oh, take this one for yourself. and then you be saving the money. And then mom say, "Oh, give me the money now. Give me the money. I'll pay you back. I'll give you back." And then she will
And
now
they will
be,
never give you back.
when you now ask her, she will now say, "All
Am
the
I
food
not the
you'll be
all the
eating."
food you'll be eating?
That school fees that you don't know, like that's the money I used to pay your school fees. So this guilt tripping of a thing did not start today, and I think it also seeps into how toxic African parenting can be sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the African parent. They will even ask you to pay if you ask, they'll ask you to pay the breast milk.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But
I haven't heard that
but
one
is
before.
it supposed to be so? Your mother, she gave birth to you. My mom used to say, "Now this breast where you suck, like I know, am I not supposed to suck your breast? No, do you understand? Am I not supposed to suck your breast? Now another person's breast is supposed to suck. I keep asking this question: how is a mother supposed to do it the right way? Because if you follow African parents' mentality, immediately you start making money, I must tell you the truth. Immediately, no matter how small the money is, your parents is expecting you to bring the money for them.
Yeah, that brings us down to our economy. In so let me use in United Kingdom for example, the government takes care of the old people. There's the age you get to, government start paying you your money, start paying you some huge amount of money. You understand? But in Nigeria here, even people wey serve government sef, civil servants sef, they never even pay them pension. Like I've seen an old man begging me to just take him to secretariat because of his pension money. So I think the government system affects our parents too. The government system affects them because at least the government should be taking care of
So,
people.
what's your advice for that parent that is expecting his or her child at 2025 to start fending for the family? What's your
I
advice?
don't have
Do you
any.
think?
I don't have any advice for them because you save for the rainy days. That's what they say, right? So you have to train your child, position your child in the way that okay, if my child will be 25, I should be 50. I should position my child to be enabled to be enabled to make money so that he can a lot of money so that he can help me. So
No, most of these people they didn't train. These people we are talking about, they didn't train not like they didn't pay their school fees, but the normal basic. You went to school, they pay
I
their
have
school fees
seen I have seen I have
25,000,
seen a
30,000.
situation
You
where a
understand?
father says he's not going to train his children because they are girls.
That's misogynistic.
Like they're not going to go to primary school because they are girls. You understand? So tomorrow you expect money from that your child that you didn't train, that the mother single-handedly she has been training them from right.
And let's say putting the scenario straight, you trained it, no matter how small, whether 20, 30,000 naira school fees, you train the child.
Okay.
To what extent are you supposed to expect? Because there are some parents here, you see a young boy buying a car for my dad, he go tell you something they take. Meanwhile, some parents at 30, at maybe the child is 30, no, the mom is 30, and the child is like maybe 15. You know that when you give some persons they give birth early, maybe 15 or 10, they start telling the daughter, if you get money, the first thing you go do na car you go buy for me. Oh. If they start putting this thing in the child's brain.
I think I have a similar experience. I think that was last year. I don't know what I did, but then my dad was just telling him, he's like, now that we are spending money on you and everything, it's not now you will pay me. That's what he was saying. And I was like, so because you trained me, I have this, like, it's basically payback. So I have to pay you back for all the money.
At what age, Kobo, at what age are you expected to start paying your parents back?
You don't owe them anything.
Are you sure you don't owe your parents anything?
You don't owe them. The only thing you owe your parents is to just be good. You don't owe your parents anything.
If you are
giving them money, should be out of your heart. You understand? You don't owe your because I cannot. Your mom cannot arrest you that okay, you're not helping me. You have money, you're not helping me. She cannot take it to court, so you don't owe them anything.
But you can take them to court. Yes, I know about that. You can sue your parents. Yes, I know about that.
You
can sue your parents for not training you. Yes. You can sue them for not training you. I know about this.
I think that when they talk about training, they think they always dumb it down to like monetary, the monetary aspect. It's like, well, you train a child spiritually, physically, emotionally. These are other parts that they often neglect. And then you're like, oh, because I paid your school fees and because I paid for clothes and tuition and all these other things, now you have to pay me back that money. So I feel like it's just entitlement mentality on my part.
So at what age are we expected to start training or to start taking care of our parents, Kobo? At what age?
It
Your
doesn't have.
parents, rather, not you, your
Yeah,
parents.
it doesn't have age because a
Me, I
parent.
feel is when your hands, not like you will not be doing small thing, but I feel it's when your hands are not able. When I say that my dad is now aged, he's not able to. You said that's the time I can now step in to take full responsibility.
No. I will. If you're making money,
Mm.
you understand. You don't have to wait till when your parents are aged because the one you're doing for them now, that is the one they are going to see. Because by that time, you're thinking to take care. Something might happen,
That's what I'm saying.
and
That's
you're
what I'm
going to
using.
live. And
That's
you're going
why.
to live.
That's
And
why
you're going
I
to
use the
live.
word full
You're going to
responsibility.
live
Yes.
with that guilt in your heart.
Mm.
So if you're having money,
Money of how much? Yes.
if you're having money, you have a stable income. Place your family on a salary, even if it's 10,000, even if it's 15,000
A month.
or 20,000.
Mm.
You understand? So if you have a stable income, place them on a salary.
Mm.
You understand? So
And then we
that's
often frown at like people putting their parents in elderly homes.
Mm.
Or she put her mother, her father at an elderly home. Like, so you can't take care of them. And I don't know, society kind of like frowns at it. So I think our
How do you
society
see that?
is part of the reason why we
Putting
have this.
your parents in the elderly home. For me,
This
you know,
guilt.
the world is modernized now. I see no reason except if you're putting them in an elderly home that is not what your class. Because everything in this life has a class.
if there's nobody to take care of them,
Yes,
then you can put them.
you
in
can
an
put them
elderly
there. Because for some persons, especially our parents that are not modern inclined, do you understand? They're not inclined with this modern technology. Imagine if your wife is working, you're working, you don't have time. Probably you own a business, or so you don't really have time. Maybe you have a house help or something. And most of these parents will be expecting you to take them to your home for your wife to start taking care of them, forgetting that your wife also has a mother or a father too.
Okay, I said something about putting your mother on or your parents on the salary. That's if they are old. So if they are old and they want to stay in your house and you're not paying them that salary, so that money you can use that money to get someone that can be taking
No,
care
you
of
know,
them.
some parents will guilt trap you to say, why will you put your parents in the elderly home when you have a big home, you have a big house?
Okay.
Probably you're staying in a 3-bedroom apartment and they know, or maybe you know you're staying in a 2-bed apartment and normally they know that you and your wife, you guys are only going to, or maybe 3 because you have children, you and your wife and children, you guys are only going to occupy 2. How do you settle such
I will
scenario?
look for someone that I will pay monthly to take
You
care
see the
of
same thing. That's what I'm saying.
my parents.
See the same
She's
thing.
living in the house. The person comes in the morning, close, goes in the evening, comes the next day to take care of her.
Also, sometimes they bring these small kids to come and stay with like older people.
Mm.
because they can't take care of
No. That's
themselves.
wrong. That's absolutely
Really?
wrong.
Why do you feel like that?
You know,
wrong?
we've always stayed with our grandma. That's the system. It's still the same.
I know it's the same, but it's wrong because the kid will be going to school. Definitely. So the kid needs time to study. They needs time to play. So how would they take care of the elderly one? So that means you have to get a nanny. They are specialists. You have to get them,
Mm.
pay them, and they take care of her. It's just a very simple thing.
Mm. Now, let's come back to the extended family members saga because these people, this other father and mother saga, it's like another small biggie on its own, which can never ever be overemphasized, right? We've talked about it a little. We can. Let's talk about this extended. That's where we now have the wishes and the wizard.
Yeah, you want to say
Exactly. This is where now. How will you treat a greedy uncle, knowing fully well that this greedy uncle also perhaps supported your dad and your mom in one way or the other, but not you particular? You know, because you helped my friend to do something. Probably you helped my friend to cross this road. Some persons are so greedy to the extent that they also want you to also come and help them because they helped your friend or your sister. So let's cut at this moment. Yes, I do.
What?
All right, mate.
Yeah, I was going to do something about. I was going to give my example about
We talked
$10. I'm
about
like, $10 is like that.
we talked about
What's that?
because
Like
the
rich
origin
parents.
of all these
Does this affect-
wicked grandchildren is from. Okay, imagine my father is rich and my father helps you. Then when he died, I grew up and you refused to help me in return. So then, if I eventually I start making money, huh?
Hello?
We are getting there now. We're
Hello,
talking about
boss.
extended families, and now that's the point where we want to hit.
Hello, boss.
In a situation where
Mm.
they help your okay, they help your uncle, like your wicked uncle,
Mm.
to stand in life
Mm.
because it did not help you.
You understand?
Exactly. Now everybody in the family expects him that I have helped to also display the same gesture to the younger
Okay,
one.
can we do? You guys did not cut, right?
Yeah, I know, but
Okay, you did not cut to right. So the editor will just okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm talking about the extended uncles and aunties right now.
Okay. In all of this, what I've learned to understand is that helping someone is not by force.
Hmm.
You understand? It's something that comes from your heart. So if my dad did for my uncle and my uncle doesn't want to do for me, then it's fine. I'll look for another way
Hmm.
to struggle it out. So that I'm just saying this before we get into this deeply. I'm just like putting a disclaimer on this so that you guys know it's not your uncle does not owe you anything because some people
Exactly.
going to kidnap their uncle because of
Because he has
he
money,
has
and
money.
he doesn't want to help them.
At the end of the day, they catch you and you're going to prison. That's so wrong.
Your
You
uncle
understand?
no owe you anything.
He don't owe you anything. They don't force your papa to help.
I have seen a scenario where the father, I was still little, like way little, right? The father and the mother, the current father, I won't want to mention them, the current father and the mother, they were doing like they were not hustling, they were just there, not really doing anything. And meanwhile, this uncle will be struggling, trying to pursue one contract or the other. And then when he makes money, boom, your dad will now give you this kind of mentality that this your uncle is a bad person, he doesn't want to help us. Meanwhile, when your uncle was busy hustling, trying to build his own company, your dad was busy chasing after his girlfriend, which is your mom right now.
Yeah.
And you now expect this your uncle that has wasted his time. Perhaps remember your uncle has small children.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that simply means that time your uncle was busy hustling, he did not pay attention to a lady. That is the reason why you can be this age and his own children are this small, right?
Yeah.
Now, how would you address such youths or such children?
First of all, parenting it's one thing, and if your parents are not hustlers, you too you're not going to hustle. You're going to depend on one uncle to one auntie and one in-law or one person. So if I was hustling and my brother was busy making babies, then then I had eventually my house pays. Then it's now depending on me. I will do the same thing for him. I will establish him because what I hate is begging. I hate to give somebody money and you come back to me tomorrow and take money again. That is what I hate. I will ask you, what is it you can do? What do you know how to do? Then I will give you money to start that business. And if it fails, I'm going to close the doors for you. Now, if it comes in assisting your children for their school, education is free in Nigeria.
Yes, it's free. Actually, free
Education
compared
is-
to
yes,
other.
it's free.
Yes, it's
Secondary
free. I
school is
won't lie
free.
to you.
The only thing I'm going to pay is uniform or books. I will assist in my own way. You understand? But if I don't have it, and maybe I have like 10,000, and you need 10,000, and my children need 10,000, I will give my children 8,000 naira. I will hold 2,000 naira. Then you, I'm not going to help you because I don't have. I'm not going to steal because of you. Now, it boils down to uncles and aunties. You see some uncles and aunties, they are always depending on you to give them, you to give them, you to give them. And mind you, they also have children.
Exactly.
When they see, hey, my uncle don't come from Port Harcourt, oh, this one is my sister, uncle, brother, Pekin. They want to suck you dry. And I will tell you, in today's life, people staying in the village are making more money than people staying in the city because
Exactly.
they have to. They can do ISAM, they can go to fishing, and they are
They are paying cheaper rent.
They are not even paying rent to start with.
Do you understand? And most of these fishes are very expensive.
Very, very expensive. They are not even paying. What about the instant? What about
don't- just like most of them, they don't
crayfish?
plan.
Farming. Some people are doing gari in the village. And you know the cost of gari. And when you see me after buying gari expensive in Port Harcourt, I come to the village maybe because of one event or one thing or the other. You want to suck me dry. That is witchcraft. I would say it's witchcraft now. It's witchcraft because you don't want me to grow. And most of those people, like I said, I've seen a situation where a uncle is begging money just to give to his side chick.
Hi. Voila.
That one's
Shake the
really
table.
worse.
Yes, now an uncle can be begging you money just to give to his girlfriend, and when you give him that money, he settles his problem and uses his own money to sort his family out. Then you are giving me uncle based on nothing they hand though. You they cry, you they struggle to give him. So that is just the whole thing.
Okay, well, for me, I don't think I agree with you when you say that if your parents aren't hustlers, then automatically you won't be a hustler. I mean, not everybody came from generational wealth, you understand? So even if your parents are poor and they did not build wealth for you, you can decide on your own to build that wealth for yourself. You get? But what I would say is that I think that parents should stop pushing entitlement mentality on their children. Like, oh, see that your wicked uncle, he cannot even help us, this and that. Where were you when that man
Was making
money and working?
Okay, I'm going to give you a scenario. I won't call names. There's someone I know. The person had money and didn't help his younger ones. Like when the younger ones go for him for money, I beg, I just dey come back from Dubai. Me and my friends, I pay all expense trips with my friends just to come back. Now, today, the business the person was doing, government stopped the business. Are you with me? Now, the person is now depending on those younger ones they refuse to help.
I think it's 50-50 scenario.
Yeah, sorry.
I think it's 50-50 scenario.
Okay. So he's
So
now depending on
Is
the
now
ones
depending
that
on
he refused to help.
now, but those younger ones are still helping in their little way. But most of the times, the only time the person calls them is only when they need money. Hello, how your body now? I beg, my pikin no go school because he nowhere. My pikin no go school because school fees. But you cannot call the person to ask, just ask of the person like without begging money. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So how are you going to address those issues? Now, knowing that you have
You
little
avoid the
children,
calls now.
knowing that you have little children, they are seeing you calling this particular person every time
Yes.
to ask for money. The person will see that particular person they are calling as a cash cow. You understand? It's only when they need money they will. You're already putting that mentality in the children's head. You're telling them that okay, you can beg for money from your uncles and your aunts, and if they don't give you,
They are
start
bad
saying
people.
yes.
They're bad people.
I don't know if you understand. So that's why I said if your parents are not really hustlers, automatically you're not going to be a hustler. You're not going to be
Except
hustling.
otherwise,
Sorry,
yes. Except
Except
you
you
understand.
make the
You
active
break
choice.
that. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Except you are exposed to other people to meet other people. Because first of all, if you have a kid, your kid is
Exactly.
seeing you
I've
as
seen.
their role model.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So if
I've
you're
seen
not
a
exposed,
scenario
how will
where
that change?
a woman is a prostitute. Definitely her daughter too would told her part. Except that daughter leaves that her mother's house on time. They to say carry this speaking. If not this speaking will spoil. Oh, you know that kind of a thing.
Yeah. So that is exactly what I'm saying. So if your parents are not hustlers, automatically you're not going to be a hustler, or except you are exposed. You understand? You can be okay. Maybe in school, you can see your friend making money, and the next thing you want to do the same thing to make your own.
Yeah, because automatically when you're born into a poor home, there are certain mindsets that you take from your parents,
Yeah.
and then that affects you.
Yes,
I'm going to tell you this thing now. Some poor people don't believe you can make money naturally. They believe if you're making money, you're doing one ritual, you're into one society, you understand. So when
I've seen that. I've seen that in children. Even children too, because their parents say these things in their enclosed homes. When they see a guy makes money, and this one, okay. Recently, there was one time I went to the village. Normally with my small saloon car and all of that, and then I was wearing a jacket. I saw one small boy. Oh boy, see this Yahoo boy. I just looked at it. I'm like, where did this small child learn this thing from Yahoo boy? From his environment, if not from his parents.
Yes, now because currently now in the south, they see every young person making
Yes.
money. That they'll tell you that if they be fraud, you know go get money.
Because it is still the same our parents, or maybe our parents age bracket that is still inside the military, I mean the police and all of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So definitely that's the way they act too. You see a policeman, an elderly man, he sees you and he's calling you Yahoo boy. I'm like, you don't get picking for house, we get money like me. Why must he call me a Yahoo
Yeah,
boy?
boy.
You know the reason why I'm going to generalize this to the south. The reason why people in the south don't grow is because if you go to places like Lagos or to the east, you see somebody having a shop and he goes to the village to carry three of his brothers. Now, what they are doing now, they are selling, is saving for them, and he's going to open shops for them. And they'll also go to the village and carry other people and come and open shops for them. But here in the south, if you go to the village now, you carry your brother,
He won't come
come
suffer
stay with
me.
me. You go say you dey suffer am, you go come dey thief you. He start stealing from you. You understand? The next thing, your business is down, and he goes to the village and he said, all the money you're making, you're using them to do this. You're not even helping him. You didn't even do anything, but not knowing that it was the stealing he was stealing from you that
Or it was
spoiled
part of the failure.
the failure. Yes. So that's the problem. That's the mentality with the South. You understand? And that's why you see people don't like helping their brothers and sisters. And secondly, again, in the South, they only want to help you when they see that you're trying for yourself.
Yeah.
They only give you helping hand. And if you capitalize, okay, I'm not going to try, I'm not going to do what I was doing before again. I just want to rely on these people, they will leave you. So you have to still work harder before someone else can help you. So that's how the big men in the South behave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we've come to the end of today's episode. We love you all. Thank you for sticking with us from the very beginning of this podcast to the end of this podcast. We say thank you. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And drop your comment down below. We're going to respond to all of your comments. Bye-bye. See you same time next week.